Imagine being the most feared man in the Christian world, a name that caused believers to tremble. A man who hunted Christians from city to city, imprisoning them and approving their executions. Yet this same man would become Christianity's greatest missionary. His story proves one extraordinary truth. No one is beyond the reach of God's grace. This is the redemption story of Saul of Tarsus. Saul was born in the prosperous city of Tarsus, a Roman citizen by birth and Jew by heritage. Highly educated, brilliant, and passionate, he studied under Gamaliel, one of the most respected teachers. Saul believed the followers of Jesus were dangerous heretics, threatening everything he loved. He was determined to stop them, no matter the cost, to protect his ancient traditions. The Bible tells us Saul approved of Stephen's death, the first recorded Christian martyrdom. Instead of compassion, Saul felt conviction that destroying the church was an act of faithfulness. Acts tells us Saul went from house to house, arresting Christian men and women. He separated families. His mission was simple: destroy Christianity before it spread across the Roman Empire. The early church lived in constant fear of one man, Saul of Tarsus. Everything Saul believed changed in one moment as he rode toward Damascus. Suddenly, a brilliant light brighter than the sun surrounded him, and a voice spoke from heaven. He heard the words, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? Who are you, Lord?" "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting." The persecutor had encountered the risen Christ. Saul opened his eyes, but saw only darkness. His companions led him into Damascus. For 3 days, he neither ate nor drank, living in deep silence, prayer, and surrender. A disciple named Ananias prayed. Jesus spoke, "Go to Saul and lay hands on him." Ananias was terrified. Everyone knew Saul and feared the church's greatest enemy. But God sees what people cannot, seeing redeemed lives before they even exist. Ananias entered the room where Saul sat in darkness, greeting him as a brother. At that moment, something like scales fell from Saul's eyes, and his sight returned. He was baptized. The persecutor became a believer, and everything had changed. Saul now preached in synagogues, shocking everyone who knew his dark past. The Christians struggled to trust him, and the religious leaders wanted him dead. Saul had lost his former identity, but found a greater, new life in Christ. Now known as Paul, he traveled thousands of miles across the Roman Empire. He endured imprisonment, beatings, shipwrecks, hunger, and rejection, yet never stopped preaching. He planted churches throughout the empire, writing powerful letters that became the New Testament. Saul's greatest miracle was receiving a new heart and transformation through Jesus Christ. God did not simply change Saul's behavior, he changed his identity and purpose. Paul wrote, "If anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come." That is grace. Perhaps you feel your past is too dark, or you have made choices you regret. Perhaps you believe God could never use someone like you. Saul also believed that. Yet God's grace reached him on an ordinary road and gave him an extraordinary purpose. The same God who transformed Saul into Paul still changes lives today. No failure is too great. No sin is too deep for God's grace. What part of your life needs redemption today? Begin by surrendering to Christ. Remember, every redeemed life can become a testimony of God's amazing grace.